Respectful. Must be respectful. You are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. Goons to God. Welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful.
Holla at us next week, man.
No doubt, man, and definitely shout out to the family, liberationmindedmedia.net. That is Black Eye Stand, Do the Knowledge Radio, The Rundown with Renee, and My Skin is My Sin. Oh, and don't forget to share the show, man. If you check it out today, or if you check it out next week, or if you check it out in 1,000 years, and if you are that motherfucker that digs this up in 1,000 years, you are the most phenomenal individual to ever walk the galaxy for digging up this greatness and still share our shit, man. Shout out to you. Don't forget to check out the websites, emeraldshell.com, designsbymonet.com, and myskinismysin.net.
We've been doing this since the beginning. Big body gang, switching the lanes. All of my niggas is trying to win it. You see the change, ain't nothing changed. Talk about it if you got a minute. I've been going through some things. I've been coping with the pain. Now I'm open to the same. Cause I've been focused on the aim. And we all gon' get it. I bet we all gon' get it. But we don't see no difference. So here to keep your distance. All of my brothers come from the bottom. We ain't vote for no Hillary Rodham. We ain't vote for no Donald Trump either. We gon' eat, but don't try to force feed us. Them ain't my niggas, but them my niggas. Yeah, we all from the bottom. Yeah, we all from the dirt, so we carry street sweepers. Ain't nothing you can teach us. Puffin' on some reaper, trying to go cop the latest Jordan just to keep up with all the divas. Sound system in the whip, trap music going through the speakers, blew my tweeters. Grandma tell a little boy in the sandbox that he needed Jesus. Actually, now we needed pistols for the enemies with issues try to get you. This is gangbang territory. This is stage 5 category. Where the man said the streets high. Cold murder, give him 3 shots just to get stripes like Adidas. Niggas run up on you for your Reeboks. Single mother trying to detox. Oldest son trying to sling rocks. What a paradox, but the paranoia make you open Pandora box. Run a paradise, taking chances, hoping that it lands you out in paradise. What a paradigm shift, air in my clip. Even though I got a righteous mind, gotta keep in mind that the next man ain't gotta care for my shit. Like, and we all gon' get it. Yeah, we all gon' get it. All of my niggas is out here sinning. We've been doing this since the beginning. Big body gang, switching the lanes. All of my niggas is trying to win it. You see the change, ain't nothing changed. Talk about it if you got a minute. I've been going through some things. I've been coping with the pain. Now I'm open to the fame. Cause I've been focused on the aim. And we all gon' get it. I bet we all gon' get it. But we don't see no difference. So here to keep your distance. All of my homies is banging something. All of my homies is crippled blooding. Pull up on them, they ain't saying nothing. Police tried to get him with the gang of junction. From the bottom wasn't giving nothing. They was taught to go and get it dumping. Just some youngers looking up to nothing. Trying to holler at the latest function. Pistol on them and that's for protection. Ain't nobody giving good direction. Look in the mirror, his own reflection. Looking too unfamiliar, no recollection. Gotta get it, ain't no second guessing. He gon' press back if the police press him. He don't know nothing but perseverance. They try to stop him, but he don't hear it. All my brothers practice tribalism. That's cause they on a survival mission. Free my little brother Tiny Struck. Fuck all the bullshit, I really miss him. Won't let the system just really lynch him. If I could, I'd go break blood up out of prison. The voice of the youth, man, we gotta listen. Gotta hear a young nigga's disposition. Red and blue, it ain't no fucking difference. Police try to stuff us both in prison. Let's come together for bigger missions. And aim these guns at the real opposition. Unity, yeah, that's my proposition. Red, black, green, garbage shit. That's the key to start up the ignition. Time to get it, y'all, let's go and get it. And we all gon' get it. Yeah, we all gon' get it. All of my niggas is out here sinning. We've been doing this since the beginning. Big body gang, switching the lanes. All of my niggas is trying to win it. You see the change, ain't nothing changed. Talk about it if you got a minute. I've been going through some things. I've been coping with the pain. Now I'm open to the fame. Cause I've been focused on the aim. And we all gon' get it. I bet we all gon' get it. But we don't see no difference. So here to keep your distance. Hey JR, what I tell you, dog? We got one. We gonna get to this shit by any means necessary. You already know what it is. Coming forth by day.
Yes, this is melanated babies. Can you feel the power in the Mind insomnia, I'm so awake and this is safe. I feel so amazing.
Looking for a reason, blame it on my melanated greatness. More than just a conscious rapper, overall I am the greatest. My kindness ain't no weakness, on the slick they really hating. I know they want my spot, but they could never ever take it. No, this ain't no movie, so it ain't no trading places. Very unappreciative, nothing about them gracious. No, I ain't no doctor, but they testing on my patience. They the common denominator to the equation. My essence black as tar, my spirit on fire, blazing. Step up in the room, you're feeling my vibration. Embracing boots, doing and moving like I'm a Haitian. Strive for Hayroof, make moves across the nation. Just like you so rock, I studied a master basic. Black of all trades, J.R. Shakur, Quasi. Banging like a Scary Ali, that's on the daily. Me, I'm super free, he brick the foundation. Melanated greatness. Now tell me, can you feel the power of that statement? Feel it? Mind insomnia, I'm so awake in meditation. Yeah, third eye activated, 40 blazing, this is sacred. Woo! I feel so amazing, this is melanated greatness. Now tell me, can you feel the power of that statement? Feel it? Mind insomnia, I'm so awake in meditation. Yeah, third eye activated, 40 blazing, this is sacred. I feel so amazing, I'm just sitting contemplating, focused, trying to find a way to change our situation. Woo. I ain't got 400 years for waiting to celebration. Stepped into the mainframe of they brain, time to replace it. No lie, that software is outdated. Let me upgrade you. Still sharp and steel, concealed with the stainless. Splash with the titan to the blood hit the pavement. Ready for the force where it's about to get crazy. Chemtrails got look hazy. Face it, this is genocide on the whole generation. They jealous of our melanated greatness. Danger, my sin. Police sirens and the gunshots blazing. Crazy, struck by the bullet of the barrel or the gun of a bitch where I don't like bacon. Hatred, feeling in danger, major. Black power, fist raising. Introduce the program with retraining. Free men, create the foundation. Reaching for the top and we started in the basement. You can see the hunger in our faces. Melanated greatness. Now tell me, can you feel the power of that statement? Feel it? Mind insomnia, I'm so awake in meditation. Yeah, third eye activated, 40 blazing, this is sacred. Woo! I feel so amazing, this is melanated greatness. Now tell me, can you feel the power of that statement? Feel it? Mind insomnia, I'm so awake in meditation. Yeah, third eye activated, 40 blazing, this is sacred. I feel so amazing, this is melanated greatness.
We melanated, they know we are the greatest. Ain't even gotta debate it, staring at the faces of a racist. Smiling but ready and anxious to get the Smith & Wesson, aiming and bang it at the faces of your brother, cousin, mother, father, or your baby. Man, hold on. Rest in power, calling gangs, none of my niggas not playing no games. They speak about freedom, but can you explain why do they treat us like slaves? Beat us and keep us insane, kill us in race compared to no other race. I don't understand it. First people on the planet at an economic disadvantage. This is not prophecy, this is planet. When yourself off of the beast in his annex, advantage abandoned. His mechanic isms an image. Imagine your own world in a palace with your home girl. 1,000 acres, you the owner, but capital tourism be like no sir. And catch me pouring libation for my ancestors who died for our black nation, for my brothers and sisters who shine a light from the darkness between that spot between your faces.
This is melanated greatness. Now tell me, can you feel the power of that statement? Feel it? Mind insomnia, I'm so awake in meditation. Yeah, third eye activated, 40 blazing, this is sacred. Woo! I feel so amazing, this is melanated greatness. Now tell
Yo, peace, what's good, man? Yeah, I get you.
All right. Maybe they can hear me now. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think they can hear me now. Oh, actually, that was just the system. I don't know. Y'all let me know. If y'all can hear me, let me know. But shout out to you. If you can't, shout out to Rome, man. Then Ron been rolling with the show for a minute, bro.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's a fact.
That's a fact, I respect that, man. I salute that. Can y'all hear me? Oh, yeah, you can. Bet. All right, so we finally didn't kind of maybe have figured it out how to get the blog talk to stream without the hellacious echo. So that's pretty dope. Anyway, man, how are you doing out there? How's your life? I hope you're having a good day, and if not, I hope we can make it a little bit better. And if this is your first time tuning into the show, man, we really don't talk about shit for the first 15 minutes. To keep it a stack. Trying to promote, let people know, okay, we on, bam. And apparently, man, this is a topic that is garnering more attention than I would have imagined. To be honest. Like, I'm seeing a lot of love out there for hypertension, man. And the crazy part is that, like, I didn't think people knew about hypertension.
Man, yeah. It's a real thing, man. Like, I think the one thing about us as a people is, like, I can't say I love you and watch you continue to cultivate bad habits health-wise. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, you smoke. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing. But I can't say I genuinely love you and not like, everybody that I'm around, everybody that know me, I try to encourage everybody to come to the gym with me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you do.
Come work out. You know what I mean? Because that's just me. Like, that's my outlet. Like, I try to live as healthy. I can always do better. You know what I mean? But I'm for the most part live a healthy lifestyle. You know what I mean? I'm super active physically. You know what I mean? Like, it's just certain things, man. Like, my definition of love, like, I'm not gonna sit there and watch you kill yourself. But I'm gonna say something to you about it. You know what I mean? Now, everyone makes their own choices. That's one thing. But to offer the invite is the first step. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I am 100,000% part of the problem. I am not even gonna front. And the sad part about it is, if you ever listen to this show, I've been a nurse for years. And I tell people the right shit to do every fucking day and go home and do the exact opposite. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I am part of the problem, bruh. And it's crazy, like a friend of mine, was like, okay, y'all should talk about this. And I got somebody dope that would like to come on the show. And I'm like, all right, bet. Let's do it. And first off, a pharmacist, a black pharmacist, like, that's so fucking impressive to me. And what I'm finding out, it's more black pharmacists out there than I knew, just as a side note. So shout out to y'all, because it can't be easy. I know it ain't. And what y'all doing is much needed in our community, because we need to know what our people are taking.
Yeah, facts.
And the flip side of that too, though, having been a nurse for years, is our people got to start listening, myself included. Because what ends up happening, like, somebody that's been a nurse for like a year, they'll keep trying with you. Somebody that's been a nurse for 20 years, and you give them the first sign of attitude, they're going to stop talking. And that's real shit.
I see that.
Because you didn't try a million times at that point. And you like, look, bruh, I got some knowledge. You either want it or you don't. And that's unfortunate, because we tend to forget how we were when we were younger. But on that note, man, let's get it jumping, bruh. Because we do have a queen in the house. And so we're going to talk about some hypertension tonight in the black community. And I want to say thank you. Truly appreciate and the honor and the privilege to have Crystal Mcduffie on the show with us tonight. How you doing, Queen? What? How you doing, Queen? Hello, Crystal? Are you there? Can you hear me? I tried to put the cool voice on, too. It didn't work. We can't hear you, Queen. Can you hear me, Ron?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, all right. Hold on one second.
So I don't know, but like I was gonna say, like you also gotta ask yourself, like, is that extra pork chop sandwich worth it? You know what I'm saying? Is the extra side of bacon like really worth it?
Stop, bro.
You know what I mean?
Stop. Leave the bacon alone. I'm sorry. Like, and
I'm
yes,
just saying, man.
I
like,
get what you're saying, and you absolutely right. And Crystal, are you there? I think I hear Queen. Are you there? Maybe she inadvertently dialed us. So I don't want to be like all in her conversation if she happened to have one.
yeah.
Although
she's on the phone. She's doing her best Pootie Tang impression right now. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? She's on the line.
No, we're gonna try again. But we'll get there at some point. You know, it's a dope topic.
But yeah, like this is the thing, man. Like I got homies. You know what I'm saying? Like I typically don't hang around like dudes my age. So I typically hang around like my older cousins, and you know what I'm saying? Like I dudes, you know, why I would consider, you know, OGs for me. So like, you know, I hear the stories. You know what I'm saying? On top of conversations with my father and myself. So I hear the stories about, you know what I mean, like getting older and all of that, man. Like, yo, the high blood pressure is just like, yo, like the first, yo, you know what they say, you know what I'm saying, the first thing that goes, yo, like that the medicine they give you is hard, it makes it hard for you to maintain an erection.
Okay. Oh, and hold that thought just for a second, bro. I think Crystal was ready. I think I kind of jumped the gun. My apologies. So, again, we're going to talk about hypertension in the black community. We have the honor and the privilege of welcoming the Queen, Crystal Mcduffie, to the show. How you doing, Queen?
What's happening? Can you hear me now?
Yes. I like that, though.
Yes.
Energy.
I like that. Okay. Yeah, welcome home. I think you're going to be all right tonight.
Man, I was like, can you hear me? Please. I'm on the phone. I'm here.
Hey, I ain't hang up, though, and I made sure that, you know, I got your number and everything.
No.
So if I had to call you back, I would have called you back.
You were such a gentleman. I appreciate that. You was like, I'm going to hold out for her. So I appreciate that, man.
Hey,
look at now. I appreciate it.
we have fuck ups on the show every week. This is nothing.
Hey, it's life.
It is.
Keep it moving. It's life.
And let me introduce myself. My name is Jobs, and that's my co-host, The Plug, Rome. And this is Crystal Mcduffie, Pharmd, or is it Pharmd? I'm not sure.
Nice to meet you.
Peace, Queen. How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I can't complain. I'm blessed.
Yes. I'm blessed, too. I just came from I don't know if y'all know Eric Thomas. I just came from his little seminar up in New Orleans. And, man, he came with it today. I'm so excited. I'm just so excited. You know what I'm saying? So
I like to hear that.
Just blessed.
You know?
Yeah.
And
very blessed.
I'm going to be honest. I was unable to download the bio, but I just didn't have the guts to ask you for it again because I asked her like 13 times, bro. like I literally had to buy $5 worth of storage on Google to try to get the bio. Just couldn't do it. But
it's cool.
Introduce yourself to the people for us.
Okay, so I'm a pharmacist right now. I work on the Air Force Base, Keesler Air Force Base. I'm a clinical pharmacist. I've been in pharmacy. I graduated in 2013 with my doctorate in pharmacy. Started to work for Walmart Pharmacy off the bat, and just been into counseling patients and, just helping them with their medications, especially blood pressure medications, making sure that they're straight. And now I'm at the hospital helping patients who experience, the outcome of hypertension, like, heart attack, stroke patients. So I'm there before they even have a stroke or a heart attack, and I'm there after they have a heart attack. So I kind of have the best of both worlds on, how to relate to patients and help them and, just give them some tips and some information to help them, just have a better outcome with their therapy. So, I'm just blessed. I'm blessed to be here. I'm blessed to be in the medical field, and I'm just so grateful and thankful that God is giving me, the ability to serve my people in this way, So I'm grateful that you even got me on here. I'm just like, I'm not worthy. Like,
are you kidding
I'm just
me?
serving though.
Come on, I mean, it's a hell of a topic though. Like, you got to think about it.
Yeah.
And let me ask you this though.
It is.
As far as what's killing black folks, as far as diagnosis wise, where does hypertension rank?
Hypertension is pretty much high blood pressure. They usually diagnose it, like for us, it's blood pressure greater than 130/80 on a consistent basis. And so hypertension is like, it leads to everything. Like high blood pressure pretty much can lead to stroke, heart attack, kidney failure, even diabetes. Like uncontrolled, it can, just cause the body to just kind of become unregulated and lead to like changes, crazy blood sugar levels and stuff like that. So we want to just keep that under control so that, we can live healthier, fuller lives. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I was telling Rome I am part of the problem. And I'm sitting up here like we got some slides on the live stream, and I'm looking at the hypertensive crisis and the mortality rate. It just, having been a nurse, I never really paid attention, and that's sad on my part.
The nurse, no, well, I was a medical assistant for a little bit. I was serving in the Air Force as a medical assistant. So I know a little bit about, the nursing side of it. For me, the medical side is what I usually target, change the medications that we have to be on. Usually I'm the one who's, telling patients who are taking their medication, they don't feel they feel too tired. I tell them, hey, you can take it at nighttime and be straight. You can sleep through the tiredness. And, I try to share with them how important it is to maintain a low blood pressure and things of that nature. But no, I mean, I've not really been in nursing, but I've kind of like assisted nurses and stuff with it, So,
I feel what you're saying. But you worked your way up. That's a hell of a climb too, by the way. Congratulations, and we proud of you. And don't nobody else tell you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, man. I mean, it was all God for real, because the struggle was real. I'm telling you.
I bet it was. And you deserve the fruits of the labor. Okay, so let me ask you this: I'm an old man. I come to you, and
no, you ain't old man. I saw your profile. I was like, man, this dude's straight.
Shit, I'm an old man. I appreciate that though. I'll take all the compliments I can get. But I come to you. You got 5 minutes to tell me why I need to change my life to avoid getting hypertension. What do you say?
I say it like this. Like, if I can use this analogy, hypertension is like having a fuse. It's like a fuse attached to a dynamite. The hypertension is your blood pressure. The dynamite being stroke and a heart attack. It's important to maintain that fuse through lifestyle modifications, lowering your salt intake and exercise, and, if you're overweight, try to lose, as much the weight that you need to. Just because we don't know how long or short that fuse is. some people are like, oh yeah, I have hypertension, but I don't feel it. I'm straight. But the problem is, like, you don't feel the hypertension, but by doing lifestyle modifications, we don't know how short of a fuse you have. So if you ignite that fuse and you have high blood pressure consistently for a month, your fuse gets short, boom, you can have a heart attack. Whereas, you talking to your homeboy, he's had high blood pressure for a year, but he might have a longer fuse. His genes might just set him up, that way to have a longer fuse. But so he's able to eat all the chicken sandwiches. He has, man, what's up? We have the same problem. We both have hypertension. We just don't know. So what we want to do is try to make sure that we're telling everybody, hey, control that. Watch what you eat. We don't know what you have, how your body's set up. He might have a stroke and you may not, or vice versa. We don't know what's going on, but we know that if you have a low blood pressure, that will definitely control it. It'll protect that fuse from going out, so you can live a longer, healthier life. You know what I mean? So it's very important. It's very important.
And my bad, Rome. I know you wanted to ask your question, bro. Go ahead.
What advice would you give a guy who has 2 different baby mamas that he don't like? Like, what advice would you give?
What, bro?
To have him avoid, hypertension.
Yeah, that can affect your blood pressure too. That can affect you. I mean, give it to Jesus though, bro. I mean,
girl, you try to right there. You go.
Just go pray about it.
Hey, you know what though? In an odd way though, in Rome's own way, that really is highlighting some shit too. Because I mean, no. What I'm saying is, it's just stress. Stress is one of the main culprits too. Because if you are, and it's hard nowadays not to be stressed. Like you don't, everything costs much more. So you don't have the time and the opportunity to really go do something. Like you might get a week, a year where you go on vacation, and the rest of the year you working your ass off.
That's true. I like to talk to my patients about stress too. Like, I don't know if you're into meditation, but I always tell my patients, like, I don't care what you're doing. If you can wake up about 30 minutes in the morning before you have to just get rushed and everything, just sit down, close your eyes, and just meditate. Just zone out. And you'll be surprised how that will just calm you down for the rest of the day. Like, it sets the tempo for the rest of the day, and you start to just, I don't know, just tackle things better. And it just seems like, and gratitude. A lot of people aren't grateful. Like, just be happy. Like, I mean, be grateful for what you got. Don't, like, the T.I. song, be grateful for what you got. Stop thinking about what you don't got. Just be grateful. That helps relieve stress too. But yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Stress is the kill. Stress will definitely bring up your blood pressure, man. You can't be stressed out all the time.
Yeah, that's
I mean, two baby mamas is a lot. You know what I'm saying? That's like.
Well, that's not just stress though too. That's poor decision making. Like if you want to, like if you choose the same type of chick over and over and keep knocking them up,
right?
At some point, you just like crazy, bro. You enjoy it.
Yeah, that's
at some point
different.
You were stressed. Yeah. At some point you were good.
Right. So.
Yeah, I think you got to make a choice though. Like us, like I said, us as a people, I think that we have to make the choice to invest in our health. And that's a mental, physical, and spiritual well-being. You know what I mean? A whole 360 degree
all
effect.
Right.
Yeah, it should be all in one. And I just think that a lot of us take our health for granted. You got, like I'm a workout junkie, so like I work out 4 or 5 times a week. You know what I mean? I do. Yeah, like that's my thing. I encourage people like jobs, and other people in my circle, to come be healthy. You know what I mean? And, like who doesn't want to frolic in the grass? You know what I mean? And be able to, do semi-athletic. Yeah, man, frolic, yo. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
who the hell frolics, bruh?
Healthy people. Healthy people frolic, bruh.
You are the first
You know
black
what I'm
person
saying?
I
You
have
wouldn't know
ever
nothing.
heard say
You wouldn't know-
frolic. And I'm sorry, Queen. I've never frolic, bruh. I'm sorry.
Oh, bruh.
Back on track, bruh. What's the number one medication for hypertension?
For black people, they usually start them off with like a diuretic because we have such high sodium. So they try to, try to get rid of some of the salt. And amlodipine. Amlodipine is a good blood pressure medication that they usually start black people on. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
What's the side effects of that one?
Those are the amlodipine?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, every blood pressure medication off the bat, you get that dizziness, that drowsiness until your body starts to get used to it. And it could take about 2 weeks. Some people might have some constipation with it. Not all the time, but you might. Everybody's different. Every patient is different. But I like to tell people, hey, just take it easy. Take it at nighttime. Start feeling dizzy with it. Just go ahead and sleep through it until your body starts to get used to it. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. Yeah, but I didn't know about the constipation, though. I didn't know that one.
Some people do, but not everybody. Not everybody.
That's a new one on me. So you taught me some shit. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I do. But so is it different for white people? Like, what do they get a different like blood pressure medication?
White people do. Basically, they do sometimes get a different blood pressure medication.
And I ain't trying to get you in trouble.
Say that.
So I'm sorry.
I
can like hear you thinking like, okay, wait a minute, hold on. Somebody, I feel you on that.
So job on Monday. Let me think
right.
about this real quick.
I feel you. I'm not mad at
that. No, but I mean, they go. The doctors, they try to do what they know according to the guidelines. Mm-hmm. This condition has guidelines. They know what drugs work on black people according to the studies, the research, and they know, what drugs work on the rest of the population. So they usually try to go by the guidelines that, they've done plenty of clinical trials on black people. So, yeah, they know where to start, and how to help them. Yeah.
I might have to look into that. I'm interested now about that. Like, is it cost related? Is it because I know that and this is me speaking from experience. But I know that most of the medications are tested for white men. Unless it's like sex specific. But most of everything is tested for them, and then it just as a trial and error, they like, oh, it don't work for us. Let's try it on them. And that's some of the problem with us distrusting, especially black men, distrusting doctors.
That's true. And what though, like, from my understanding, some of the medication, when they have clinical trials and they have black people involved, you know how we are with our medications. We take it, one day, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes we put it down.
Yeah.
So sometimes we're not giving them the full data either. Mm-hmm. We're sometimes not adherent to the regimens that are given to us.
Some of the
problem.
problem.
So it's kind of hard, too, for them to try to say, okay, this blood pressure medication works for black people. Because they can't really get black people to go through the whole trial. Now, amlodipine, the trial that was used to see if this was an effective medication for black people, they actually had a higher adherence rate with that. So, we're able to say, okay, yeah, this works. Another drug is Bidil. Bidil has been tested on black people and has been shown to be effective. So, it's just hard, and that's our fault, you know what I'm saying? Professionals, I think doctors, they don't try to address the concerns of Black people. Like, hey, why are you taking your medication effectively? What's going on? What's stopping you from picking up your medication? It's kind of like, oh, well, they ain't listening. They don't care. Black people don't care. They kind of write us off. I see it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're not trying to say, hey, let me try to reach out to Miss Jones. Miss Jones, what's going on with you? Like, I'm concerned about you. So it's kind of our fault too. But at the same time, we just have to have those conversations with our doctors. The doctors have to have conversations with us. We have to have a relationship with the doctor. So it's kind of a cycle. Yeah. We need to break, and it needs to break now. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And I think amongst like healthcare professionals, people are generally so intimidated by doctors that they don't call them on their conduct very often.
True. And it's so sad. It's so sad because a lot of the people who do call them out, the doctors are like, oh yeah, I did forget about that. I did forget to take this test. I was talking to a friend of mine last night, and she said that she was trying to get her cholesterol checked or monitored, and she knew that there was a certain lab work that the doctor was supposed to do. And she was like, I don't want to talk to the doctor about it, but it just doesn't seem right. So she told the doctor, she's like, yo, doc, you said you were going to do this lab work, but you never did, and I'm getting this cholesterol medication. And the doctor was like, oh, I'm so glad you brought that to my attention. And so, she was a white lady. Wow. So we're kind of like shy off from talking to our doctor. We're figuring the doctor has the authority, they have the expertise, they know what they're doing. That's not always the case. So we have to make sure that we're confident enough when we go in there to say, hey, doc, this doesn't seem right. I don't feel right about this. We have to have those conversations.
Yeah.
So
and if you're listening out there, write it down. I'm sorry to cut you off, Queen, but if you're listening out there, whatever question you have or thought you have that you want to tell a doctor, write it down. And what that does is it refocuses your concentration and your energy. So now you're not intimidated looking at that doctor. You're looking at what you wrote down, and it takes away some of that pressure. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
And I even would say go to your local pharmacist and have a conversation with the pharmacist, because they know how to talk to the doctors and the nurses. And I know me personally, like, I'm there for the patient more than I am for the doctor, because I'm already like checking the doctor like, this ain't right. I don't like this prescription. Change it for this patient. You over prescribing. I need you to change this, doc. Like, the pharmacists are there to help the community, So go to your local Walmart pharmacist, Walgreens pharmacist, and they're excited about doing that for you. That's what we were trained to do, is help the patient. So use them as a resource. When you're about to go to a doctor's office, go to your pharmacist, be like, these are the medications I'm going. I got my doctor's appointment. Can you help me, just come up with some questions, or just look over my medication for me, and we'll be happy to help you with that. I know I was ecstatic when people came to me like, oh my God, you want me to use my pharmaceutical knowledge? Oh my God, I was happy to help the patient. So definitely use us.
I didn't know that. I to be quite honest, like, it just you go to the window, say, here, this is what give them your prescription, and you go sit down or you go walk around the store until your shit's ready, and you come back, and that's it. That's the extent of the conversation. And me being aware, most people don't read that shit, but they give you all of the side effects. All of that is right there, stapled to your bag, and most of us just tear it off, get the medication, and be on our way. And we really need to start paying more attention to what we are putting into our system, because a lot of this stuff, like Rome is right, like a lot of the stuff we can avoid through better diet and exercise. We really can. And some of us have decided that. And at this point, this has been part of my rationale. Like, I'm going to die anyway. I don't know how, and I don't know when. Nobody does.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're right.
But at the same time, like, at some point, I got to realize that you don't have to die in bigger increments daily. Like, it ain't Like I've seen people on dialysis, and that's horrible. I don't want that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's more money out of your pocket, you know, because you got to do that like on a weekly basis,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, it's just time to have conversations with the doctor, man. Like you said, just be prepared to go in. You know, use your pharmacist as a resource. You know what I mean? But you know, information isn't what saves us. You know, we can be informed as all get out, but are we ready to make that decision? Are we ready to make that move to take care of ourselves? You know what I'm saying? Because if information was everything, you wouldn't have fat doctors and you wouldn't have nurses who smoke. You know what I mean? So us as clinicians, like I feel like we should also make sure that the patient is ready and the patient knows, you know, what to do, has a good regimen, you know, and they feel confident about it. And so as a pharmacist, when I was working in Walmart, that's what I did. I was like, okay, this is your medication. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about what the doctor told you about the medication? And, you know, we were trained in pharmacy school to use open-ended questions so we can see and help motivate the patient and just help them, you know, push them into, you know, taking their medications, you know, because information isn't everything. You can see all the side effects on that label. It doesn't matter to you because you're like, okay, what's this got to do with me? Well, Ms. Jones, the side effects are this, and this, and, you know, if you feel this way, this is what you need. You got to make it applicable to the patient, kind of tailor it to the patient. So I think it's our fault, too, clinicians' fault, too. You know, we got to step up, too, and have the conversations that we need to have to make sure the patients are going to be okay.
And see, therein lies the rub. Because, like, if you are a practicing nurse on the floor, they have created such a chaotic day-to-day shift that it has prevented them from the time to actually listen to the patient. You know, it's like you got literally like 5 minutes per person before lunch. You got to help past lunch. You may have 5 minutes, 10 minutes after lunch, but then your shift is over in a couple of hours. You know, so you're trying to make up for shit that you missed in the beginning. You know, and it's just, they've just created such a horrible cycle, and there's so many nurses out there that are hurting and struggling. They really are. And I know it's kind of off topic with the hypertension, but I'm sorry, I go on rant sometimes.
Well, apologies. I mean, it all works together, right? You know what I'm saying? It all works together because we having a lot of our people who are doing, working their regimen and taking their medication. They're not consistent with exercise because, you know, no one's having conversations with them like, why aren't you able to exercise? Oh, because my foot's been hurting for a week. You know, we don't know that. We're just like, man, you need to exercise. You're going to have a heart attack if you don't exercise. No, we need to understand why is this patient not exercising. Okay, your foot's hurting. Maybe you can, you know, kind of say that maybe you can just bite. You know, maybe there's another exercise. Some way we have to help them. We just can't leave them out there. You know what I mean? So a lot of the black people, they're just kind of like, man, you know, I got this going on. I can't talk to my doctor about it. You know what I'm saying? Because they busy. Every time I come in there, they're too busy. They just want to give me all this information. I know the information. I know what I got to do, but I'm not ready. So we as clinicians, physicians, nurses, pharmacists, we have to make sure that the patient is ready and help them and address their concerns to get them ready to, you know, have that lifestyle change, you know. So I think it's, each of us we have, you know, we're both at fault at how the therapy goes with the patient, you know. The patient's at fault, but we're at fault too. You know, we got to step it up. We got to empathize too. We got to use that empathy muscle, you know what I mean? So that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, that's pretty hard though. So who's more likely to be hypertensive, men or women?
I believe it's the men who are more likely to be hypertensive. With the baby mama drama and everything.
Not surprised.
Yeah. Men are more likely.
why we died earlier too, man. He's stressed out. He's like, man, I quit. I'm done. I don't want to be here no more. Like, Lord, take me home.
That's the last time you're gonna yell at me. I'm gone. Right. Like I said, like
I did forget to tell people, if you do have a question or a comment, just call 347-855-8692, and you got to press 1. And if you got hypertension, I'd like to hear from you. Or if you if you know somebody that's that had some issues as a result of hypertension, because I'm gonna tell you, like diabetes, like if that hypertension turns into diabetes, that's it. And actually, off topic, but I saw a video the other day, and it was a doctor, and he was literally talking about how he was prejudiced towards one patient versus another. But long story short, he was saying how people have been like saying diabetes is the cause, like obesity is the cause of diabetes, and his premise was, what if it's the reverse? I thought that was just some crazy, like, what if the obesity,
diabetes is the cause of obesity?
Yeah.
Nah, bro. See, like, this is the part where it's like, you got to take some accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, as an individual, it's like yo, you don't need 3 Big Macs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you certain stuff, like, you just don't need. Like, you don't need all 4 flavors of the new Oreos that came out this week.
But you don't start out that way. Like, it's like gambling. Nobody starts out losing they house note. They start out losing $5 on the block. And then you develop them bad patterns, and next thing you know, now you eating 4 Big Macs, and now you kind of need to eat 4 Big Macs.
No, you really don't need to eat 4 Big Macs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really don't. It's what we program in our minds, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what we tell ourselves. So it's like, it's really got to be a full lifestyle investment.
It does,
you know
what you discounting is that is nature versus nurture, and how a person was raised. Has a big deal
us as a country. Us as a country, we overindulge in everything.
Facts.
We overindulge in porn and money and music and everything that you can name. We overindulge in. Food is just another aspect of it. You know what I mean? Like, some people, you know what I mean? Like, you could go buy a taco right now at Burger King for $1. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna cost you $3 for a gallon of water. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, due to capitalism, you know what I mean? Like, we've built a culture of saying F you, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me money and I'll give you whatever to destroy yourself. You know what I mean? And I'll keep it moving. You know what I mean? No one's taking the time to say, hey, bro, like, you really don't need that extra fish fillet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need no extra tartar sauce. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's saying this stuff. And that's the issue. Like, as a people, we have to take accountability for that stuff now, because no one else is going to do it.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
Mm.
They trying to fill that God-sized hole with, like, food and sex and, whatever else they can. They ain't really trying to, like, target their spirituality. How I feel about it anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like the more spiritual you are, the more your well-being overall, you know what I'm saying? So that's true. They just using, like, fast food as a medication pretty much.
Right.
Which never works. It never works out.
That's crazy. I've never heard anybody say that, and that's some real shit right there too. Like, I think a lot of it's like,
you
use fast food as medication.
It could be a document.
Yeah, they're taking that medication.
It could be a documentary. It could be a documentary come out right now and say Popeye's chicken sandwich made out of cow ass. You know what I'm saying? Have all the facts. Niggas is still gonna be lined up for the chicken sandwich, bro. Like, it don't matter. You know what I mean? Like, people are gonna do what they want to do at the end of the day, but it's the foundation of saying, hey, you know what? I'm gonna make an effort to be the best individual I could possibly be inside and out. You know what I mean? And going into it day by day. So that's how I approach it personally.
Or you just tell them they Johnson ain't gonna work no more.
Yo, but listen. But what you gotta do is listen. I've had that conversation, and you know what he said? I'm gonna just take Viagra. That's what he told me.
So he's just gonna use another medication,
right?
To control it,
right? Like, listen, if you tell me, you say, hey, you know what, you keep continuing eating pork chop sandwiches, which and your mom, like, both my parents got high blood pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been at risk for high blood pressure. You know what I mean? So, like, I know for a fact, like, I had to stop eating pork. I had to change my diet somewhat. I had to change the way I exercise. I had to make adjustments to my life because, listen, when you say, hey, you know what you won't be able to do? Get an erection. Yeah, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be the A+ student. Like, I'm nowhere near around for any of that. Count me out.
But that depends.
That
actually kind of depends on how old you are too. Like, if somebody's 70 years old,
doesn't.
Yes, it does, bro. It does. Trust me.
Listen, bro.
I've seen it. Like if a dude is like 70 years old, at that point you don't care because you're not doing anything anyway. Like a dude that's 30 years old, that's different.
No, I know a 70-year-old doing something, and he wouldn't have it either. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, bro.
Pork chops. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I'll pass on the pork chops.
He's an anomaly, bro.
You're touching it.
Right. Like he's the OG's OG. But generally speaking, yeah, where you are in life, chronologically plays a big role. Like, if I'm talking to a 90-year-old, I'm not giving you any advice on hypertension. Eat what the hell you want to eat. Smoke, drink, whatever you want to do, you're 90. Enjoy it.
I'm saying, though, you made it.
Right.
Like, you know that I fixed it if you have that.
But we all kind of have that, if you think about it. Like, most of us have kind of like okay, if I make it to this age, I'm good in life. Yeah. Some people want to live to 100. I think that would be a punishment. So I live like that would be a punishment.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because you like the optimal life of a 100-year-old is not taking a dump on yourself and being able to complete sentences. That's it.
Like, I wouldn't mind living to 100 as long as I was able to do everything on my own. Like, if that was part of it, like part of the deal, as long as I could be fully functional, I sign up for that.
No, literally, I just described what a fully functional 100-year-old is, bro. There is no 100-year-old on the planet at the crib by themselves, chilling, just living life. No, bro.
Well, I saw a documentary, though.
That's not true. That's not true.
Y'all got to show me this.
I had an uncle. He drove till he was 90. He was 95.
They should sue your whole family for letting that man drive till he was 95, bro. That's ridiculous.
He can drive.
No,
he can drive. What you mean?
Would you like him walking into the grocery store with a gun? It's legal. No, you don't want him to do that. But you'll give him a 2,000-pound vehicle.
He took a test and passed it.
Oh my God, man, that's a whole nother story, man. We got to get back to it. That's horrible, bro. I'm sorry. I have instructed my children that at that point in life where I'm slipping or I'm too old, just take the keys. At some point, you got to give it up. 94 it's embarrassing, bro. I'm sorry.
You don't think you'll be still trying to hold on, huh?
No.
Like, I can make it. I can make it.
No, I don't. Like I'm good with okay, like my kids is good. They're good people. I'm confident that I'll be taken care of. Me and my old lady will be good. So we're just gonna be old. Like, I don't need to go nowhere.
Okay.
Nah, I ain't having it.
Anyway, man.
Right.
And if you haven't noticed that we can be a little ADHD, but we always try to get back to the topic. Definitely give me the keys.
Y'all cool though. Y'all cool.
We try. Well, actually, we don't try. Just wake up like this. We silly.
Oh, okay.
We silly dudes. Like this, like a like it's hard to explain to people that it's like an interview, but it's more like a conversation. And sometimes it just goes where it goes, and I think that makes people feel more comfortable, and the dialogue is better. Just my 2 cents.
So like, all right, so let me ask. So like, is there any specific it's a type of specific foods or certain foods to stay away from for for I guess for the public, I guess, going forward, I mean, to avoid hypertension?
They usually want you to use to have like baked foods instead of the fried, because with fried you have all them seasonings and stuff like that. Of course pork, chitlins. I'm in Mississippi, so we always about pork feet, pork nose, pork eyes, just everything. So they usually want you to stay away from all that pork, because it contains a lot of salt, and just eat like salmon, baked chicken, things of that nature. And just, I don't know if you ever heard of the DASH diet, but that's a diet specifically for patients who have like hypertension, and it's just like high vegetable intake, things that are high potassium, like bananas and green leafy vegetables and stuff like that. So low sodium, of course, no salt, things of that nature. So yeah.
And you got to be careful because there's salts in every fucking thing. It
really is.
Frozen food, salt. Shit like that. Oh, I'm not sure, Carmen. So we can't eat red meat? I know we can't. You ain't supposed to do. I'm horrible with sugar. Like my whole face is gonna melt one day. Pretty sure of it.
Sugar?
Yes.
What's your favorite type? Like you like sugary drinks or like
sugar in my
sugar?
Well,
like
I like coffee to accentuate my sugar and the cream.
Okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's bad. I mean,
what about Splenda though? Splenda is sweet. It's not.
No, it's not. No.
You like the real deal.
Oh my
okay.
God! And it's so bad. I don't. Even, I put the sugar in my coffee in private. I don't let nobody see. It's pretty.
Oh man.
Yes.
They have a 12-step program for that, right? Sugar addiction.
Hey, well, I guess that's my first step. I'm admitting it. Come clean.
You're ready, bro. I can see you in the meeting right now. I'm a sugar addict.
Like you,
I've been this way.
You like sugar on Frosted Flakes type dude?
Oh no, you one of those people.
No,
that's bad.
No, that like
because it make your milk sweet and everything. That's why they do it, right?
Yeah, it does.
The sugar.
It does.
Yeah,
I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
But we do have a little commercial break, Queen. Another member of our team. Actually, he's been traveling the globe. He's been in about 60 countries. So it's like our campfire. Come on for about 5 minutes and just talk about a country he been to. Just as another way where we can show that like we out here doing some shit that people don't know we doing. So we try to highlight that.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
We try. Except tomorrow. Don't listen to tomorrow because it will ruin your shit. Don't like don't listen to the water cooler tomorrow, Queen. I'm just saying. Everybody else, y'all good. I'm just saying, it's a different show, a different way.
Okay.
Yeah, you might not be able to listen to a few shows.
Right. Yeah, for real, like it is bad with the sugar, and I don't exercise. Although like the job that I'm at now, like I kind of sit down all day, so I got to start doing something different.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I kind of would like to be old enough to see my grandkids like graduate high school. Like at least like my last grandkid graduated high school, and I just died the next day. Like it's a wrap. Well, not the next day, but like
Well,
2 weeks later or something like that. I don't want to like ruin it.
but I mean, you don't have like I sit down. I work at the hospital now. I work at Walmart Pharmacy because I was customer in Walmart Pharmacy. Now I work at the hospital. I sit down all the time. But from what I understand, like you don't have to exercise for 30 minutes at a time. But if you break that up throughout the day, maybe like taking a 5-minute walk, it all adds up the same way, the same effects.
Oh.
You just breaking it up a little bit.
All right.
And
let
don't put too much on yourself. You do what you can.
Well, the problem is I will take that 5-minute walk, but it's because I'm smoking a cigarette. Yes, and I'm telling you, I am the total complete opposite of what to do for hypertension in life. But let me get Cam Cleveland on the line real quick, and then we'll continue this hypertension conversation because it's been pretty dope. I truly appreciate you, Queen.
I really appreciate you guys, man. Let me on, man. I appreciate you. Y'all good people.
No doubt. What's good, bro?
Hey, what's up now? Can y'all hear me?
We can definitely hear you, man. Loud and clear.
Peace.
What's going on, man? Talk to us.
Okay.
We got 5 minutes, man. Tell us about some shit. Where you been?
Oh, okay. You said pick a specific country. Man, I was gonna start off with Africa.
Okay.
I know I had talked about a couple different countries, but I was gonna go ahead and go in on Egypt since a lot of people are kind of familiar with Egypt, and as a place that people dream of going. It's at the top of a lot of people's bucket list, and it's home to one of the only 7 wonders of the world, of the ancient world, that still exists. The other 6, they either got destroyed or they were myths. People made them up, or they don't know what happened to them. So yeah, I could tell you a little bit more about Egypt. The 7th wonder of the world that does exist, that's the Great Pyramid of Giza, and it has 2.3 million stone blocks, and it's about 481 feet tall. And for something that was built more than 5,000 years ago, that's like an anomaly because people they really don't know how it was built or what it took to build it. They didn't have electricity, they didn't have cranes, they didn't have technology. So that's something that people, they may say slaves built it or even aliens built it or white people, but the truth is the ancient Egyptians were very smart. They didn't have slaves. They actually paid people to build those pyramids, and they have evidence that 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 years ago, people had sick days and vacation days. So, just to clear up that, rumor that people may feel like, oh, well, slaves built that, or people were forced to build those monuments against their own will. Let's see, how many more minutes we got?
I think you got like 2.
The ancient Egyptians. Okay. I'm trying to fit everything in.
I feel you.
For people that don't know, the ancient Egyptians, they have one of the oldest, if not the oldest, writing system in the world, and that's something that you should, want to see in person. They wrote on papyrus, and they also wrote inside the tombs and the temples and the pyramids. So a lot of that stuff you can still find today. You can go see for yourself. And they invented I don't know if you can hear that loud train, but they invented a lot of different things. They invented the calendar, the 365-day-year calendar. They invented the plow. They invented ink. They invented ink pens. They invented high heels. They invented wigs and weaves. They were the first to dye their hair. They actually invented hair extensions, the straightening comb, makeup. They were some of the first people to use makeup. And a lot of the things, the great thing about Egypt, a lot of these things are still preserved and intact. They were the first to make mummies and preserve different parts of the body. Like how we have a foot doctor, a heart doctor, a head doctor. They had a specific doctor for each limb on the body. And I believe that even in Egypt they had like false teeth and gold teeth and different things of that nature. So they even had a dentist, people that studied the mouth. And
that's your 5 minutes, bro. That was dope.
Oh, okay, cool.
That was dope.
Cool.
That was very dope, man. Hey, man, and keep us posted, man. We'll holler at you next weekend, bro. Next week, bro.
All right, for sure. Good luck.
Yeah, and I'm gonna hit you up too, man. I got some things to talk about. All right, bet.
Peace.
That's pretty dope, though. I like that. Yeah, I like that. We're gonna keep doing that, man. What you think, Ron?
Nah, it was cool, man.
That was cool, man. That's that.
Egypt.
Yeah, that was dope. Thank you, Crystal.
Yeah.
No
problem.
Wrong, it was all right. No, it was dope, man. Very dope. Shout out to Camp Cleveland. I gotta get a little like a little theme, so we gotta build it up. Get a little theme song, something about the campfire. That'd be pretty dope. Oh, actually, I might have something. Oh, I'm gonna work on it. Anyway, so back to hypertension. Is anybody in your family have suffered from some of the effects of hypertension, not just having it? Like, did they develop diabetes, and how did y'all deal with that?
Oh man, my dad. Oh man, last December, he fainted while driving, and anyway, my mom was in the car.
Wow.
My mom was asleep. He fainted while driving. My dad has hypertension. And if it had not been for my mom waking up immediately and noticed that he was driving on the sidewalk, they hit a tree. The car was totaled. She was able to kind of swerve so it didn't go directly into the tree. But, that's really what got me passionate about, talking to our people about it. Like, yo, man, it's real, man. Have the conversation, because my dad, when I went to go, check on him in the hospital, he was good. He had like a little mark, but he was in the hospital. But when I looked at his medication, he had all these different type of, some of the same medications. I don't know, like he could have been taking, he wasn't having conversations with his prescriber about his medications and how he was feeling. So he could have been taking the same medication. I don't know, but I had to start saying, Dad, this is the same medication. We're going to throw this out. We're going to throw this. I'm throwing away like multiple medications that are the same. And so that's why I always stress with, our people, like, have a conversation with your doctor. Like you were saying, be prepared to have these conversations because your doctor needs to know these things. Don't just assume that they know everything, and don't let them intimidate you because they feel like they know everything too. Some of them do. Some of them, like, I'm the expert. I've gone through 12 years of school. And you have the good doctors who are like, let me know if this is, affecting you, but, man, I almost lost my dad, over, the relationship between, him and his prescriber. So, yeah, man.
Wow.
We gotta work together. We gotta work together on this.
Yeah, we do, man.
Yeah.
I hate to hear that too. I'm glad everything is okay.
I know. Yeah, man. I'm still monitoring his medication. I'm like, look, what you got? I do it for people in my church all the time. Like, how y'all doing? Okay. I heard you on that blood thinner. What's going on? Are you eating any green leafy vegetables? Because I know how we are. I know how my people are. We don't like to talk. We don't like to, we don't, we're afraid to talk to our prescribers, or we get angry. We don't want to say nothing to them. Oh, you just want me to have diabetes. No, he's trying to tell you some stuff. Let's do it.
You know what though? Like we kind of get conditioned to being not heard as you get older.
Oh yeah.
And it prevents you from talking about shit that really matters.
Yeah.
That just sound like some. Like you're on to something. They just want me to have the sugar.
Yeah.
I told her that they told me I got diabetes. Yeah.
and it's like we run from that shit too, man. Like, I'm pre-diabetic, and they say that shit with emphasis. Like, I ain't no diabetic. Like.
Yeah.
And I understand it, but at the same time, you're right, bro. It'd be kind of comical.
Right. Right. You don't want to go to the doctor no more.
That's so true, and you're right. A lot of older people don't want to go to the doctor. Like who enjoys going to the doctor implies something is wrong. Like nobody, I've never met a person that was like, oh, I can't. Actually, I take that back. There are a couple of conditions and or diseases that people would actually run to the doctor for, but that's here nor there. But generally speaking, most of us are not in a rush to get to the doctor. You know what I'm saying? So, but there's things pharmacy-wise that you can do too, and just a little tidbit out there. Like you can get your medications actually mailed to you. They'll mail you to you in a packet. Like this is Monday's medications at 9:00. This is Monday's medication at 9:00 in the evening. And they'll do that for the whole week. You can what they call, I think it's bundling your medications, where all your medications get delivered the same day. So you don't have to go to the pharmacy like 6 times. Like some older people enjoy that. So if you do, roll with it. But you can get your shit bundled, and she's absolutely right. You do have to talk to people. I know it's hard.
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah.
We don't make it easy either, We don't. We don't make it easy.
we don't.
We don't make it easy.
But you know what? Like we gotta like even as patients, I've had some patients ask me some questions, and I'm like, bro, don't ask me that if you don't want the answer. If you want the answer, like I'm gonna roll with you. And I understand, like, cause I'm pretty hard-headed individual. I just am.
Yeah.
So, well, and I'm sorry, I'm just kind of reading some of the comments on YouTube. And shout out to Carmen. Joe Cool, man. That's our other member. My Skin Is My Sin. He our statistician. I always mess up that name, but shout out to Soul Vival. I do, man. Every time, man. I just can't say status. I can't say it, man. It's just statistician.
That. What you said.
Like somebody else can say it, but if I try to, it's a
you know what I'm talking about.
Stop, man. Stop.
You know what I meant.
Yeah, I'm not going there, bro. Try to be civil today, man. Somewhat, and they, it's just kind of a conversation as far as like trusting doctors, and some people saying they don't trust white doctors, and me personally, like there's certain particular professions that I don't care what you look like. You can be purple with a lavender coat. If you are great at whatever that profession is, I'm trying to go with the best. Like I live in Cleveland, and we have the best heart hospital on the planet. There are a few doctors there that are assholes and white as can be, and that's who I would choose to take care of my shit if I have a heart attack. It is what it is, bro.
Yeah. My only thing is I gotta have a female doctor. Like, I'm not with no male doctors, period. Like, one time I went to go get a physical for a job, and I was just uncomfortable. And like, ever since that day, I probably want to say, real rap, real on everything. I request female doctors. I don't care if the male doctor's better. I want female doctor. Like, and I don't care. That's my only stipulation.
You saying that until the shit hit the fan, bro. And if you have the opportunity to get the best doctor, you're gonna be like, okay. Everybody, everybody got a plan until they get punched in the face, bro.
Nah, bro. Like, dude was just like, I was like, you didn't compliment me like 5 times, during the physical, bro. Like, I'm not comfortable, man. You know what I'm saying? And it was, bro was a little too, you know what I mean?
Well, that's weird, bro. Like that.
What?
Right? Like what? Like, oh my goodness. But Carmen did have a good question, and
complimented
I'm
you.
trying to find it. I know it was about the mortality rate of black women. But I want about the high rate of black women dying from child. Oh, don't I don't want to hear about that. Black women dying from childbirth. Yeah, like my baby girl is pregnant. That just. Yeah. But you know what? That's a act. You know, it may be a hard conversation, but it's a conversation that need to be had. You know, like. Is that a thing? I did not know that was a thing, to be quite honest. Is that a thing, that the high rate of women dying in childbirth?
I'm not sure about that.
I think black women are like the highest percentage amongst women that die during child labor. I think that is true.
And I guess
I thought like.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I thought with the improvement in technology, like we kind of reduced that all across the board. Like, you know, like all the medicines we're using now is like people don't die as much from having babies. But
yeah, you wouldn't think. Yeah, you wouldn't think.
I mean, I get realistically, if you're gonna look at it from a practical standpoint, and I'm gonna be honest. Across the board, we have less access to healthcare, and in that, not only do we have less access, we have the biases of the medical profession as a whole towards our community.
That's true.
You know, so it's part of a larger intentional plan to negate our existence. So yeah, we probably do have the higher rates, just like we have higher rates in a host of other things.
Everything else, yeah, man, it's the truth.
You know, but I will say, Carmen, you know, like black women going to the doctors, I can understand. You know, just kind of listening to my mother too. You know, so I can understand that. But you got to push back legally sometimes if necessary. You know, you just do. Sue their ass. You know, they'll leave you alone. They will. You know, and I know that's just that. You know, that is not Crystal speaking. That is me, just me personally. I don't want nobody. Well, you know, hey, I know how it is. You know, you got to make sure, you know, things is all right. You worked 12 years of school after you didn't have to go to school anymore is incredible. Like, how do you do that? How do you get through 12 years of additional schooling?
You mean physicians and stuff?
Yes.
I only went to school for 8 years.
Oh, whoa! You went for 8? My bad.
My bachelor's first.
Even 8 years is crazy too.
Yeah, I was I don't know. But I did 4 years. I got my biology degree. Figured out you can't use that in the real world. Who knows about biology? And so I went and got went into pharmacy school so that, you know, I could stay in the medical field and you know, get a job. But no, a pharmacy school is like a 6-year program. You do 2 years of prereqs and then 4 years of the actual doctorate program. It's a doctorate program now, since I think 96 or something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that is dope right there. You know, is it worth it monetarily? And I'm not trying to ask what you make, but just like as far as what you got to pay back in loans and all of that, is it worth it?
Oh, no. Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, some people, you know, they would have the scholarship, you know what I'm saying? So they're straight. They're like, yeah, I'm worth it. Let me go get this Audi. Me, I'm a straight student loan person. So I'm like, man, this is a second mortgage. Hold up. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if that's your passion, like, go for it. But when people come to me and they're like, I want to be a pharmacist, I get to them straight. This is what you're going to go through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can.
Are you on a scholarship? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do it if you got to check out student loans. Don't get into that kind of debt. I was crazy enough to do it, But, in the long run, you making money.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking like if I could go back and do something like that, like what I would do after I graduated is for 3 years I would still stay with my mom's and just pay all my shit off and help, like what I would have to pay her, but I would pay all the student loans off, and that way going forth, I'd be great and debt free.
That's a good plan. Most people who go in pharmacy school don't do that though. Yeah.
Because they want to live that life.
Right.
They
just see the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. You come out making top notch. You come out making top dollar, for real. Like, you come out making good money, like higher than any position or anything,
Really?
So, yeah, you do. Oh, yeah. You come out making like at least 6 figures.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's got to be nice.
So that's what they look at.
Yeah.
But I mean, bruh, student loans though. My student loan is like, I don't know. I'm trying to pay it off as soon as possible. But I got these babies. It ain't going as quick as I want it to go.
All right, you'll get there though.
But it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I'm still grateful. You know what I'm saying? Because God didn't have to bless me with this degree. So, I just say, thank you, God. You chose me to be here and serve in this way. And, God keeps me. So.
Hey, and Carmen said, put the cigarettes down. I heard the lighter flick up. That's cold. Like, you ain't have to put me on blast like that. Like, that's cold. Yes, I smoke. Y'all know that. Like, hearing a lighter, hey, man, I kind of feel bad, but I don't. I'm about to take a puff now. I'm depressed. See? It's y'all fault. That is the epitome of how we rationalize shit sometimes, Like, we come up with the weirdest excuses or blame for y'all right, man, shit that I can control. So when y'all come to my funeral, y'all can be like, yep, I tried to tell that motherfucker, and he didn't listen.
Now, are you like like Newport coupon in the mail like type dude?
No.
Okay, all right.
But I am a preferred gas station Newport type of dude. Like, it's outlandish. Some of these.
That's just as bad. Like,
it's not.
I know it might be worse.
Like, you don't go to the gas station with that it's got quality gas for the cheapest price. Same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. But it's kind of like
they have a product that I desire.
Like,
I want the cheapest version.
I remember the days where niggas was rocking Newport T-shirts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember the Newport coupon books coming in the mail, and you add up and get points and get Newport Frisbees and, you know what I'm saying, and all of that. Like, I just figured for as long as you've been smoking, you know what I'm saying, you might have been out that mob. I don't know.
Man.
But it's kind of close. It's kind of close.
You know what, man? And I am not promoting smoking in any way, shape, fashion, or form, and I am completely aware of the repercussions. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die just like my grandfather. It is what it is. I'm trying to quit. I really am. I'm just not good at it. More will I quitting. Yeah.
What have you tried to quit in the past?
Oh my God!
Did you try cold turkey or?
I've tried that.
Did you try to do you tried cold turkey?
Yeah. Lasted like 12 minutes. Nigga was walking in the snow to get cigarettes. Like I threw one day, I've done this several times too. I'm just, and you know what? Since y'all gonna ask, I have tried cold turkey. I tried hypnosis. I went to the hypnosis lady, and true story, I'm in line. Well, there is no line. Literally on the whole floor, I am the only patron there at 9:00 in the morning. And the lady that's doing hypnosis just happens to be behind the counter with the receptionist. And she was so rude that I could not, for the life of me, allow her into my brain. And I left. I've tried the patch that gave me heart palpitations. I tried Chantix that made my lips swell up like I got punched by Mike Tyson.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like I have tried. I really have. And in my mind, I'm like, well, that's it. So
maybe maybe the rudeness was part of the hypnosis, and you just missed out on everything. You know what I'm saying? Because you was being sensitive.
Maybe she could have been a better rude person there. I'm not sure. But it for somebody that had never been, and they ask you the questions over the phone, so they know I've never been hypnotized before. That's not how you treat a patient, especially somebody that is allowing you the privilege of controlling their mind. Like, you're the only person that'll ever do that in their life. Period.
Mm-mm.
You're not gonna be an asshole to me, bruh. Like you may be right. Could have been a Jedi mind trick. I failed.
Yeah, you just failed, man.
I mean, I guess that's a way to look at it. I personally was being protective.
So.
Like I'm pretty sure, like when Crystal goes to the doctor, it's different because she's a pharmacist and they're aware of that, so they treat her with a certain level of respect.
Oh yeah, I let them know. Yo, I'm a pharmacist. I know what y'all about to give me, so you better make sure it's right.
you say that?
No, I don't.
Do you let them know what you do though?
Like undercover pharmacist though.
Oh.
No, I don't. I make sure they don't know. I want to make sure they're doing people right.
Exactly.
I need to report what they're doing.
Oh, okay. I like that in you.
Let me see. You better be doing it. No, kid. No, I just don't let them know though. I'm pretty humble.
You know what? And I was just about to say that speaks volumes about your character. Like I instantly, like especially with them doctors, I'll be like, "How you doing, John? I'm Doctor." Oh, okay. You one of those.
Hey, we got one of those people, guys.
Yeah. And at that moment, I have already judged you. Like you one of those assholes. I ain't fucking with you.
Right.
And wine is actually not a bad thing though for hypertension. Like wine in abundance is a bad thing. A glass of wine is actually good for your heart, like a day.
Yeah. Absolutely. But we don't drink a glass of wine, do we?
That is.
It's so stressful.
You're right.
Work is so stressful. You like, you know what? I'm gonna need this whole bottle. I'm gonna need a whole bottle tonight.
Hennessy is good for your heart too, right?
What's that? What?
Hennessy.
What's this? Hennessy. He said Hennessy, right?
He did. Yeah, he did.
That's what he said. Okay.
Right.
I'm making sure before I answer the question.
All right. I'm pretty sure it is not.
Before I address the issue, I just wanted to make sure.
I mean, they both start with H.
Come on, man.
They just start with H. Right.
Well, that's all about niggas who rationalize it. I mean, they do both start with H though, bro. You know what I'm saying? It can't hurt.
It's still not. No, bro. It is, oh my god. oh, man. Am I bad? Real quick. Damn. Let me. If you are in the Atlanta area this Saturday, man, go check out the RBG Fest. Saturday the 14th, 2019, 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the morning at Redeemed Fruit Orchard. That's Atlanta, GA. Hey, that's the family, man. Knowledge Born through the Knowledge Radio. It's definitely one of the sponsors. Shout out to you, King. Shout out to the Liberation Minded Media, man. Shout out to Black Eye Stand Radio, through the Knowledge Radio, The Rundown with Renee, and My Skin is My Sin. And share our shit, man. If you listen to our show in 2 weeks, bro, share our shit. And if you listen to our show in 17 trillion years, first off, you the most phenomenal motherfucker that ever walked the galaxy for digging up this greatness and share our shit. Anyway, so I'm sorry. I just had to, gotta let them know sometime. You like that? That's kind of dope, ain't it?
Yeah, I like how you said that, though.
Right.
That's so comfort.
Right.
Yeah, I felt that. You're sharing. Oh, man. That's cool. I'm a bar. I'm steal it. Don't worry. I'm starting a YouTube channel, too.
You know what? Let me know. Hey, if you want to do a show, hey, we got you. Hit me up. We got spots open. I'm dead ass. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. I know we supposed to, and if you listen to the show, you know, we did a really good job of staying on topic tonight.
We did.
We did. We really did. But yeah, like that would be dope. Like I seen, I try to do my research, and I came across a video you did, and it was a very honest video, and I felt it, and I'm like, she would be dope doing this shit. Just a side note. Yeah, it was dope.
Bro, where's in the application to? What's the?
That's it. Just the team. I vote yes.
Yeah.
Reach out to Marvin, get my stats, and or just say inbox me. The same thing. It don't matter. Yeah. That's actually even doper, cause I really wanted to have something for Black folks in healthcare to kind of come together and talk. And I tried doing it, and it just got no traction. I was pretty trash at it. I was.
You good.
I'm good at some shit. That one, it was just total failure. Yeah. It was, bro. I'm gonna lie. Shit. Most of the shit I do is a failure. I just don't stop trying.
Hey, man, they said Thomas Edison tried 10,000 times. You can't give up until the 10,000th time.
No, he ain't give up. He just found a nigga that did it for him. He took that shit. I'm sorry. I do apologize. Those are, again, my views. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry when she gonna call my dude and be like, man, they so unprofessional.
I mean, Michael Jordan got cut from his high school thing.
He did.
Nah.
He did. You can't. That's one thing too. Regret it later on in life leads to so much stress. And because it's hard for people to let it go.
That's true, man. They can't.
That's very true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
And that's one thing. It's I tried. Whatever I tried at the time, I really tried at that shit. I didn't just fleetingly try. I just tried and failed epically, but I tried. So, and you know what? And they actually like you in the chat room too. I'm sorry.
Word.
I'm sorry. That came out just ugly. Not actually like you, but they like you in the chat room.
I understood what you meant. I understood what you meant.
Shout out to the chat room, man.
That's a compliment. Either way, it's a compliment. Okay.
Well, I don't want people to feel a certain type of way. So apparently they have voted you in. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
And they talking about wow, you're actually sober for the first time in a long time, 10 days. That's pretty fucking dope for you. Shout out to you, So Vital. Like that is
awesome.
Yeah, that has got to be one of the most honest things anybody has ever posted in our chat room. I appreciate you for sharing that. Yeah, that is. You know.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah, man.
The water cooler doctor. No, actually, and you know what's kind of sad, Crystal, is like I just assume in certain shows that we do that it's going to be a very uninteresting show for the community at large, meaning they're not gonna care.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw a lot of people excited to talk about hypertension.
Because it's real. Yeah.
I did not realize, how many people would be in tune with that. And you sharing that story about your father was just like, that's incredible. I appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, man. Man, I'm a daddy's girl, man. That's why I do what I do, man. That's why I had to make this appearance tonight. Let my people know, man. You got kids who dependent on you. It's not just you. You got your spouse, your baby mama, you know what I'm saying? Your brothers and sisters depending on you to take care of yourself. So, yeah, man. I love my
mama's
daddy.
ain't relying on me. And my
They
kids
relying
relying
on
me.
you, bruh.
My kids definitely. My baby mama's not.
I mean, you know what? In a weird way, they depend on you, too. You allow them to hate. You give them that energy to hate. They need that in their life. They need to be able to hate somebody. They picked you.
I exist. Like, that's it.
I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, give me 2 extra pork chop sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? I'll pass them joints out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We do got a caller in the queue too, man. I'm sorry, man. I kind of forgot. If y'all cool with that, man, let's take a caller, man. We got 6334 in the queue.
Okay.
And what's good, fam?
How y'all doing?
We all right. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm hanging in there. Just finished dictating and taking notes from today's job.
This is I know this is Warrior Queen. What's happening?
I am hanging in there. Is this 10 shot? Is this 10 shot on the line?
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Is it
12 actually?
Come on now, we have a guest on the
actually.
show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Come on now, we gotta keep it brief and keep it above. Not so soon.
Not so soon.
Not so soon.
Okay, I will be kind today. Okay, I'm quit giggling. Anyway, I noticed that the title of the show was pretty much about like hypertension and stuff that's going on in the Black community. I just wanted to say briefly that I had a meeting just about this, and the meeting was kind of crazy because, well, not to beat around the bush with it, but when you're one of 3 people that's like Black and the rest of the people are white, it kind of turned into a debacle because you could tell that it was about judgment. You could tell that it was about, them trying to point fingers as to why there's so much hypertension in the African American community.
Mm-hmm.
It's the age-old battle of it's lack of access, it's lack of trust in the medical community, especially when, the healthcare provider is the opposite race as you. You know what I mean? Because historically, Blacks have not been able to trust people of the Caucasian persuasion to look out for their medical care. Just today we got into an argument because a woman was put on 5 different blood pressure medications and none of them worked. And they made her take them at the same time. And we're like,
oh, wow.
No, you're going to kill this woman. You know, oh, well, she needs this because the side effects, you know, she claims she has, you know, edema in her legs and her feet. And then she claims she has headaches. Then she has insomnia. Well, giving that many blood pressure medications is not going to bring that down.
Right.
You know, well, you know, the problem here is that she never comes to her appointments, and she never comes on time, and she is never ready for this, that, and the third. Well, when you're throwing a bag full of pills at her, she's not going to want to come anyway.
Yeah,
you know,
5 different blood pressure medications. I'm not coming back either. You know what I mean? Like, I'll figure it out.
Okay, so let me ask you this though: at what point? I mean, I don't think it's any secret as to the whys of us getting hypertension. At what point do we stop asking the whys and we start implementing the solutions?
Well, for one thing, we have to look at the fact that there is actually more than one solution, because the problem, especially in the medical community, is that we want to say that there's one solution to one particular problem, and there just isn't. I mean, when you're talking about hypertension, you're talking about lifestyle, you're talking about dietary habits, you're talking about even mental and social interactions in some cases, you know, because the stress level gets higher. You know what I mean? Right. If you're in a situation where you're in the inner city, you're the working poor, you know, you don't have access to certain things, then that in itself will cause hypertension. So when you're talking about solutions,
catching the bus causes hypertension. Shit.
That too.
Oh my God.
But I mean, you know,
badass
the
high school
biggest thing
kids.
here is right. The biggest thing here is it has to be done from a hierarchical level that's in reverse. Because, yeah, we can say the individual, you know, they can change their lifestyle, they can change their dietary habits. We can say all of that. But if we socially and economically don't have the access or the means to change that lifestyle, then you're going to be left, you know,
I mean, let's be honest,
example,
though. As a community, we encourage hypertension all the way down the fucking line. Like when you go to Thanksgiving,
we do.
You know what they bragging on? I got mac and cheese, bacon, ham, pot roast in the oven. You know, slathered in butter, and with Miracle Whip on the side for absolutely no reason, but we gonna eat that shit anyway. You know, I'm just saying, like, and that's just a small sample. You know. We just encourage a lot of shit. We got to get better, and myself included, because I'm bad. Like I feel like
but we have to choose. We have to choose not to eat like that.
It's not that simple, bro. That's the easiest.
You can still eat.
No, you can't.
Still
bro.
eat. Yes, you can, bro. You can still eat at a high grade. You can still eat high grade food. That's just good for you.
You know how many people are literally grocery shopping at the corner store?
Literally.
Yeah, well,
they have removed. Yes, it is, bro. They have removed the ability to eat healthy for some of the people in our community because we have limited access. Like I was reading about I can't remember what state it's in. But basically, they can't use their like a state ID for something. But to get a driver's license, they have to drive 50 miles. Well, you don't have a driver's license. How are you going to drive 50 miles?
Yeah, no, I get that. I get all of that. I'm just saying,
but yeah, it's so easy for us to be like, it's us.
Right.
Right.
It is though. Like it is. At the end of the day, we have to be accountable. Yes, the system and access and all of these things are factors. But at the end of the day, the number one common factor is us.
And that's true. Now, the mental status of changing that is where I agree with you with. But as Joseph has also said, if you have a lack of access, for example, hold
on 1 second, Queen. If I show up at your Thanksgiving spot and you got some fucking vegan side dishes, I'm punching you in the throat and I'm leaving. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Queen.
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's why we can't have nice
I'm
things.
just saying.
God.
Just saying. I'm just Thanksgiving.
Hey,
have tofu over there.
I'm trying to get a plate.
Like,
and I'm trying to get a plate. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
Well, you know how I do, bro. We will not be at the same Thanksgiving spot. Just saying. I'm going to be at that pot roast spot
no respect.
celebrating.
You have no respect for veganism.
No, I have
no respect for vegans.
I have respect.
No respect.
No, if you clearly know how I am, and to invite me into your home on Thanksgiving, knowing that you got vegan side dishes, is disrespectful to me and my whole family. You just spit in my face. Yes. Just saying. You're not gonna. You're not gonna.
Impossible.
You're not gonna force that on me,
some
bro.
impossible tofurkey.
Oh my. What?
It's not gonna be turkey. It's gonna be tofu. That's what that is. It's gonna be
I'm just saying, like
turkey.
Tofurkey.
I think we want our people to get to the finish line without the race. You know, and so you gotta calm down. Like, you know, okay, well we gonna cook the greens a little different this year. We're gonna be a little bit more healthy. We're gonna still serve the same shit, but let's be a little bit more disciplined about how we do it. You know, but don't try to
use
change.
coconut oil.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, let's use coconut oil.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's use turkey neck.
See, he want to get
you know
all
what I mean?
exotic. Let's use Appalachian coconut oil from the island.
I mean, why not though?
Yeah, that's
why
right.
not?
That's right.
Organic.
Yes.
And pink Himalayan salt.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes. I need that.
That's a fact.
We gonna go to his house and he gonna be like, it's gonna be fat free, GMO free, trans fat free. We gonna get a bowl of ice. That's what we gonna get for Thanksgiving.
All I'm saying is notify me. First off, don't try that on Thanksgiving. Like you need some trial. You need trial runs with that. Notify me on a trial run. Yes, you need a trial run. You know, I'll come to the trial run. You know, but I'm not coming over there for Thanksgiving. I'm just going.
J. Rome gonna have that tofu turkey ready for you.
But let's be honest. Like if you are doing things like, see, my problem is not Thanksgiving. My problem is March the 3rd, or April the 6th, or July the 4th.
Oh Lord.
What I'm saying is the rest of the year when it's not a holiday, I'm shit. Like if you're doing good for 350 days a year, you exercise and eating right, you deserve to. I'm just saying, you deserve, you know, give yourself some treats. You don't have to starve yourself like forever. You know, once in a while, I'm about to go eat this hamburger, bro. If that's what you choose to do. If you don't like it, that's cool too. But what I'm saying is, don't people
vegan
want
burger.
No, people want to. You know, people want to. I got to lose this 10 pounds by next week. You're not wrestling, nigga. Stop it. Like, take your time. Like, I'm just saying, like, you're not. You know, it's like this is for your life and not for a match. It's like people, these limited ass goals. What's after the 10 pounds? You know what I'm saying? Like take your time.
But that's inspirational, bro. Like,
lifestyle.
I got goals.
Right.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle, man.
You've already changed your lifestyle though, so your goals are different. What I'm saying is that like your goals can't possibly be extrapolated onto like me. I died.
I had
nigga.
high blood pressure at one point in time.
Yeah, but if me and you went to the gym and I try to do what you do, I die. Literally dead.
It's not about you doing what I do, though.
Say it like that.
It's not about you doing what I do, but it's more so about you taking the journey. That's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what a lot of people get it confused. It's not about you being able to do what I do. Like, I wouldn't not making this even comparison, not even making a comparison, but like, I wouldn't go play one-on-one ball with LeBron James and expect to dunk from the free throw line. You know what I'm saying? Like he can. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not going to happen.
I'm dunking.
You know what I mean?
Bro.
But what I can do.
That's you.
What I can do is go lay the ball. What I can do is go start with a layup. You know what I mean? And work my way from there. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about. It's about the journey. You know what I'm saying? It's like I used to be mad, skinny, big big 5XTs on, like the franchise boys, and I was mad. You know what I mean? Like, I put that work in. You know what I'm saying? I put the work in to get where I'm at. So look how I look physically. You know what I mean? So it's a journey for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's got their own individual journey. Like me, I want to be walking around here like a bag of dope everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying?
Lord.
Like, that's a fact.
Yeah, I just don't care, bro.
And
yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
You see, I do. Like, I care about that for me, because I want to look how I feel.
Oh,
I want to, you know what I mean? I want to look how I feel.
And we only got like 10 minutes to go. And I want to take this opportunity just to say thank you so much for coming on the show, Crystal. This is pretty dope. Definitely enjoyed the conversation.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah, learn some shit, laughed a little bit, enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, life is good. My sister is a vegan, and when she came to visit me, I went to a vegan restaurant with her, and the food was delicious. I had a completely opposite.
Thank you.
I had a completely opposite experience.
No. This nigga. Listen. We go to the most popular vegan restaurant in town, right? We in Baltimore. We go to the most popular vegan restaurant in town. Everybody's in there eating. You know what I'm saying? Enjoying the food. It's great. Job. Did you come in? Did you sit down and eat some food first?
No.
No, this nigga, he didn't even try. He didn't even try anything.
No.
This nigga goes. This nigga goes next door to the local Aki Chicken Shack.
Delicious.
A 5-piece and a biscuit.
Delicious.
Nigga with a 5-piece and a fucking biscuit, and tries to bring it in the vegan restaurant.
Oh no.
He's an ass.
He the same story every other show. I'm saying, just stop.
Yo,
leave it alone.
That's just hilarious.
I was unaware that there was some type of meat restrictions on particular styles of restaurants.
You were unaware?
Yes, I had literally been in 2 vegan restaurants, and to this day, still 2 vegan restaurants in my life. They were both all centered around the same trip. I picked up my boys from Detroit. Okay. We stopped at the vegan spot there. I got a quote unquote, and if I was live, you would see air quotes, catfish. It tasted like a tire. I took one bite. It was a wrap. We go down. I'm being honest. It tasted like a burnt tire. That's just giving it too much credit. It's horrible. Just saying.
Good, man.
So we get to Baltimore, and that's when the other incident occurred. Well, in the first one, no one gave me like rules and regulations. They wasn't like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Like, I've literally walked into to Burger King with a McDonald's bag. They did not evict me from the Burger King. I felt disrespected by the vegan people for being so angry at me. Oh my!
It's like walking in. It's like walking into a local rehab. Like, hey, I got this 8-ball, right? Everybody want 8-ball? Like, 8-ball, anybody? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the equivalent of that.
I mean, but I'm sorry. Anyway, Crystal, if people want to get in contact with you, they want your services. I'm not even sure if you really want us to say your name anymore at this point. We do apologize. Marvin should have told you a little bit about us though, but I hope we weren't offensive at all.
No, they can contact me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on Facebook. LinkedIn.
Hey, don't go on her page with no goofiness either, fellas. Y'all relax. You know, it's business.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. We got to take care of business.
Yeah,
my bad.
I'm just saying. Rome, what you got, bro?
I ain't really got a whole lot, man. You know, the usual for me, man. Shout out 300 Gangsters. Shout out Keys Development. Follow me on IG as Striving for Perfection _43. I'm about to change my name too. I ain't sold on a whole IG title yet though. But shout out to my kids. Shout out to our guests. You know what I mean? Shout out to Lotus. You know, everybody rocking with us. Everybody in the chat. Everybody on the replay, you listening, please hit the thumbs up button. Share our shit. I'll at us tomorrow, man. We got the water cooler popping.
All right. You good, Lotus? You good? Anybody? Because I do want to play a song before we dip. So hurry up.
Oh, well, you know, I'm just giving peace to you, Joseph. Peace to you, J. Rome, also known as 10 Points. Shout out to the Queen on the radio. That's about it for me.
All right. Don't forget to check out the websites mrochelle.com and myskinnismysin.net. Very, very dope conversation. I definitely appreciate you stopping by. Hey, I'm serious though. About the show if you want to do that. Oh, and don't forget, man.
Let's go.
Yeah, inbox me. Let's do that. The RBG Music Festival this Saturday, the 14th, 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. I mean, like, they've got a gazillion. Your favorite artist's favorite artist will be there. Period. Point blank. Right. You know, stop messing around. Shout out to Knowledge Born. Oh, and congratulations, 1,000 shows in 4 freaking years, man. That's insane.
Incredible.
Right. Like you something's not right with you, bro. That's too much. Just saying. We got like 12 shows in the same amount of time, and this man's got 1,000 shows.
Wow.
Yeah, it's disrespectful. And stop working so hard, bro. Making us look bad. Anyway. Oh shit! I forgot what I was supposed to be doing. I'm looking for this. Oh, and y'all already know, man. We rock with Connie Son heavy over here. And I think the Queens will appreciate this if I can actually find the damn song.
Okay, well there's that.
Well, I mean, I know it's in here. I'm randomly just saying stuff to not say anything. It sounds cooler. I'm just saying.
Wow.
Oh, it does. Nobody wants to just listen to air, do you? Oh my goodness. Oh, there we go. All right,
okay,
man.
10 points. What we gonna do with our turkey? Tofu turkey.
Nothing. We throwing it in the trash. Let's go.
Tofurkey.
Let me talk to you. I don't wanna fight.
90 seconds.
If we acknowledge the problem, then maybe we can solve it, babe. Ain't gotta speak. Oh no, please don't bother. The pain too deep between you and me. Don't let it go no farther. I respect you like my mother. You love me like your father. We barely knew our parents, so that made our job much harder. By the blind, we both was brought up. No love is what they taught us. We reciprocate the hate we learned, and somehow they still fought us. All we needed was some tender love and care. A crowded room, don't be confused, ain't none there. They all we needed was some tender love and care. They want you around, but you feel love when you not there. Oh, it ain't fair, you see. I promise I would never push you, never hit you. I will only love you. Promise that I got your tat, I'm proving there can never be another. Promise that I got your back, and we would never let each other struggle. I honor that you got my back, cause you the brain, and baby, I'm the muscle, so I trust you. That's why I love you. You keep the devil beneath your feet, but God above you. Babe, that's why I trust you. That's why I love you. You keep the devil beneath your feet, but God above you. They call us the power couple. Shout out to others who left some things along the way, but not each other. Hey, my power couple, straight from the struggle. They lost some things along the way, but not each other. They call them. You can put the house in your name. I could put the lights in my name. You could put the gas in your name. Put the layaway in my name. I could put the car in your name. Put the cable in my name. I'll pay it off with my change. Never want